Yes, so welcome back. Welcome back. Sorry for that hitch. I have some issues, so I have to rectify it so that we can proceed. Yes, sir. Now we there here. Welcome back, tutors. I was trying to rectify something. This is the position of the Coup plotters in psychiatric hospital. Some of them are Ngozi Psychiatric Hospital. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Chukwokike has done marvelously well for us, and we appreciate him for being there for us, giving us this opportunity to see yet another day in the land of the living. So, like I said earlier, today is Monday. Sit at home. Every Monday is sit at home in Biafran territory, all over Biafra land. This is in demonstration, in solidarity with our leader, Mazen Nandekano, who has been held since 2021 in the Nigerian DSS. He committed no crime known to man, just for the reason that he is fighting for the freedom of his people. Mazen Nandekano was kidnapped from Kenya and locked up in Nigeria. So today, Biafrans use today to sit at home civil disobedience in respect to that continued detention of our leader. And we demand nothing short of his release because he committed no crime known to man. Very, very important. So this morning, my wonderful Biafrans, I want to appreciate you from joining me. Yeah, this morning I have come here to respond to certain questions. Some of the coup plotters who are indecisive. Well, you know, most of our people don't actually know what is happening. Most of our people find themselves in a position where they can't take their own decisions. They don't make decisions for themselves. They rather allow other people to make that decision for them. And it's very, very misleading and very, very unfortunate that you can't make decision on yourself. You can't take decision by yourself. You are looking at somebody else to take decision for you. And it's very, very unfortunate that when somebody take decision for you, your decision is prone to mistake. You may be taking, in fact, you are taking the wrong decision. Yes, you have taken the wrong decision. So, someone sent me a DM and they want some issues. He needed some answers to certain questions. You know, when you go to the platform of all these, the misinformation personnel of the coup plotters, you will not get accurate information about what is happening on the position of the government. So them themselves that have joined the misinformation group, because of the false information that their group are dishing out, they don't actually know the right information. And they can't ask the questions that they want to ask to their group because they know their group will not answer them in a very positive way and will not answer them and give them the real information that they needed. The authentic information they will not give them. So they find it difficult, to ask somebody like Pastor Van Van Van. You can't ask him question and he'll give you the real answer. He will answer you with propaganda. somebody like a Bright Osai, somebody like Mazda K, all of them. You can't ask them questions and they give you the answer that the correct answer, apart from the answer that you need, the correct information that you need, they can't ask you. They can't ask them because they can't get that answer from them. So they now came to start saying, someone sent me a message that, oh, that the CRC installed our acting prime minister. I've answered this question before, and maybe the person did not listen to my broadcast on that. That the CRC is in charge. That why do we think that it is Ogechukwu-Nkere that is in charge, whereas it is the CRC that installed him? And I was laughing. I looked at this person, this individual, and I was laughing at her. Another question is, he said that why did Elias, the lobbyist, why did our acting prime minister Ogechukwu-Nkere discourage Elias from going to Finland? There's another question. Another question is that who is in charge of BRGIE? Is it CRC or is it acting Prime Minister Ogechukwu-Nkere? And another question was Ruben Nadi. Why was Ruben Nadi added into the, formally, she was added into the registration document without her consent, and later was removed. Another question was, why didn't Ogechukwu-Nkere, our acting prime minister, consult, discuss with most of the board members, BAC or CRC, before taking Ngozi Arabueze to court? These are some of the questions that they were asking. And I found it very, very necessary that, okay, persons wants to know. Maybe she is not aware of what is actually happening, or she has been sold a lie. Okay, because when you ask questions, you can be able to listen to the response that somebody will ask you. And I told that person, okay, I wanted you to go and watch some of the videos, some of the broadcasts that I have made, because I have responded to these questions before. But I am going to, make broadcast this morning, and I am going to talk about it. I am going to also say something about it. Very, very important. So I would like you to be part of this program, and I would like you to listen to it. Even if you don't want to listen or you don't want to join live, maybe you may listen to it after the broadcast. But one thing that I want you to understand, that our charter, there is a reason why we have the charter. What is the purpose of our charter? And what is the purpose of our bylaw? I told her, in 2023, when this charter was made public, a lot of Biafrans did not understand the purpose of the bylaw of this charter, the reasons for the charter, and as well as the bylaw that was unveiled in 2024, as well as the bylaw. A lot of our people, I don't understand the way our people reason. You say if you want to hide something from the black man, you put it inside the book, because we find it very difficult to to read, to research. Whatever we see that is a problem to us, we find it very difficult to find out the answer to some of those issues, the answer to some of those problems. And it's very, very unfortunate that who is educated somebody who is educated will be asking such questions. But level of education are different by different, right? So I was very appalled to get to that question. But then I am going to do that by going through the charter. This is not to teach about the charter. I'm not teaching about the charter. There will be a time for that. But I want to bring something. I want to use that charter to explain to this individual. I want to use it to give a reference to the reason why she should believe what we are saying. But before I go into that, why I opened the charter, I want us to listen to our Prime Minister's words.
Good afternoon, fellow Biafrans.
Very important.
This is the 11th day of November 2024, and I am here again to respond to a question by somebody who just asked me, Prime Minister, what do we do to sustain the peace and security we've brought to Biafra land? And I told him, and I said, I am going to make this video to respond because I know many people are going to be asking the same question. So here is my response. The only way to sustain the peace that we have brought to Biafra territory and to the Biafra people is to make sure that Nigeria never breed within our territory. The Nigeria terrorist army, Nigeria terrorist state police, and every arm carrying person under Nigeria within Biafra territory must not be allowed to breed, because they are the main cause of insecurity. They are the terrorists that have been terrorizing people, facilitating the attack against indigenous people, and shielding these ragtag terrorists when they come to kill. So we are not going to allow them to breed in Biafra territory until Biafra become an independent state, recognized under international community and the United Nations. I want you to take a look at where Nigeria is breeding, how the security situation are in those places. Take a look in Yoruba land. Nigeria is breeding in Yoruba land. 29,000 people have been reportedly killed by the Fulani terrorists. Look at the northeast, northwest, where Nigeria is breeding. There are many terrorist groups springing up on a daily basis. Innocent women and children are being neutralized every day. Take a look in the middle belt where Nigeria is breeding. There are people who have given birth to their children inside IDP camp. And many of those children are today 19 years of age. What does that tell you? It means that people have actually left and fled their ancestral land and have been living in IDP camp for more than 19 years. And without any plan for them to reclaim their land. Their land is now being occupied by strangers. Who are those strangers? The fighters that were actually killing the people and chasing them out of their own land. Nigeria is breeding in the Middle Belt. And that's the reason why we decided that the solution to sustain the security in our land is to make sure that Nigeria never breed. And that's what Simon Ekpa is leading. Thank you very much. May God bless you.
Now, you listen to what our Prime Minister said. because of the insecurity in Nigeria, that we should not allow Nigeria to breathe a fresh air. If you give Nigeria opportunity to breathe, they are going to wreak more havoc in our land. In 2024, the reason why our prime minister said this was for us to, while he was here with us, consistently make sure that we are funding the Biafran Defense Forces, that we are funding our recognition. Why the Biafran de facto government in the homeland, those Biafrans in the homeland are funding our liberation. And he is telling Biafrans to make sure that consistently, while you are funding your recognition, the homeland is funding their liberation. We must not in any way subpedal. We must not in any way look back in what we are doing. That is the only way we can prevent Nigeria from breathing in Biafra land. Now, when Ngozi came on board, Ngozi wanted to stop this approach. She wanted us to stop whatever we are doing, thereby giving Nigeria the opportunity to breathe in our land. And she succeeded to an extent, because the recognition and the de facto government in the homeland funding now dropped drastically. They dropped drastically, and Nigeria started breathing in our land. Nigeria started invading communities, killing our people, because Biafrans in the homeland subpedaled. Some followed Ngozi, some sat on the fence, some were indecisive what they were going to do. Nigeria now capitalized on that approach and started breeding in our land. And while we are fighting to recover, from this atrocity of Ngozi, for this sabotage of Ngozi, the coup plotters now struck again in order to make sure that Nigeria continued to breed in our land. The coup plotters now started dividing us once again. And even when they are listening to the voice of our prime minister, they continued to listen to the propaganda, to the misinformation that their media personnel are dishing out to the general public. And while you are listening to this misinformation, Nigeria is breeding in our land. Nigeria is breeding in our land. 3 days ago, Biafrans were mowed down. Biafrans were targeted by the Nigerian state itself. And a lot of Biafrans were killed. Biafrans were killed in Biafran territory because you refused to listen to what our prime minister said, that we should not allow Nigeria to breed in our land, that we should come together and fund the Biafran de facto government in the homeland. They are the ones responsible for our liberation. We should not allow them to breed. And those of you that are in diaspora, you should focus on BRGIE. We should not allow Nigeria to breed. But where are your focus? Your focus are in Atoge Chukwunukere. Your focus are on non-stock operation registration. Your focus is on Elias Yarasoris. Your focus is on Anthony Dabere. If you don't call him criminal today, you call Dabere criminal tomorrow. You are no longer focused on what our prime minister asks us to focus on. You are no longer concerned about what is happening in Biafran territory. You are no longer focused on your freedom. You are only focused on the people that are fighting for your freedom. You are only focused on Ogechukwu Nkere, calling him all manner of names, propagating propaganda against him, blackmailing, slandering his name up and down. That is where your focus is. This is not where we should be focusing our attention. Our attention should be focused at what the terrorists are doing in our land. Our focus should be on how to continue to support the Biafran Republic government in exile for our recognition. Our focus should be how to help support the acting Prime Minister Ogechukwu Nkere while he goes to American Congress, Capitol Hill, to present our matter before the congressmen and women. That should be our focus. Our focus is to plan how to make sure that the liberation in the homeland is going as planned, that the de facto government are doing enough to make sure that the liberation is not stalled. That should be our focus, giving your financial support to the homeland and as well to the brigade in diaspora. This is where our focus should be. But most of our people are having other thoughts. Some are indifferent, not listening. Even when you speak to them, they don't listen. Even when they listen, they don't understand. And that is why this morning, I want to respond to certain questions that people are asking. More importantly, those who were not following what the Prime Minister was teaching, who could not follow our charter and our bylaws and know what the charter said about this government. What is the purpose of this charter and what is the purpose of our bylaw? Very important, so that you can understand who is in charge, how you should follow this government, who you should listen to, and who you should follow. This is very, very important. Now, I also came across a video where Ralph Ajare was also, you know what is his modus operandi now is coming online. If he's not castigating our acting Prime Minister, he is castigating our attorney and our lobbyist, and we cannot take it. So I came across where he said that Ogechukwu Nkere is an impersonator. Impersonating who? Who is Ogechukwu Nkere impersonating? These are the things that comes on social media and be talking about. It's very, very sad. So to answer to our sister, first of all, I want her to know the purpose of this charter. If you open our charter, this is not to teach about the charter. I just want to use this portion to be able to, pass my point to her so that she will understand the reason why we have this charter and the reason why we have the bylaws. Okay? Of course, everybody knows that the charter was to guide for people to understand where our government, the laws that guides the government of Biafra, the template to our freedom. So, first of all, the purpose of the charter. In the charter, it said, the primary purpose of our charter, I hope she is listening, is to establish an enduring national structure, a structure, a body, governmental structure, governance of the government itself, the BRGIE, all those people that make up BRGIE, the cabinet members, and all the rest of them. The charter is the governmental structure and a basic code of conduct for the people and the functionaries, as directed by the people of Biafra, which contribute to and inform the future of the national constitution. Now, I want that our sister to understand that the charter comprises is the governing structure. This charter governs the activities of what Ogechukwu Nkere and the cabinet members are doing in relation to the freedom of our people, in the freedom of Biafra. That is where this charter comes in. Then it goes further to say, in addition, the charter has provided the platform for the formation of Biafra. It is this charter that gave rise for the formation of the Biafra Republic government in exile and that of the de facto in the homeland. So this charter is the guiding principle. It is the guiding principle of this our government. So anything that you do outside this charter is null and void. Our sister, if you are listening, I will not call your name, but you know yourself. Anything that you are doing that is outside this our charter, it is null and void. This charter is a basic law that guides our government and the people as we speak now. The charter is what we are using in America, Congress. The charter is what the Biafran people are using, and the BRG use when they go to Netherlands, when they go to UK, when they go to Germany, when they go to Japan, when they go to France. This is the document that they present to the government of the world, that this is what is guiding them. Then the bylaws guides those who work in the government. They have to respect the bylaws. They have to work with the bylaws. Their actions are not going to, they can't take actions outside the bylaw. Okay? They must be guided by our bylaw. Okay? Now, this charter, the charter gave the opportunity, the charter and the bylaws said who is the head of the government. I am not teaching the charter. I'm not saying I want to teach the charter. Not really now. I just want to use this place to be able to tell our sister that it is the charter that guides our government. And the charter is the only guiding principle that we have that will usher us into Biafra. It is only when we get to Biafra then we can be saying about our constitution. As a matter of fact, once we are a free nation, then the charter have done its job. Then we are now going to use the constitution. So the question that you are asking me, my sister, I want you to understand that everything that our acting prime minister, everything that the government of Biafra does, they have to take cognizance. They have to respect our charter. in whatever they do. This is very, very important. Now, you say who is in charge of brig? That a CRC installed Ogechukwu Nkere. And I want to tell you, CRC did not install Ogechukwu Nkere. Okay? CRC did not install Ogechukwu Nkere. Ogechukwu Nkere was elected according to what our charter and our bylaw said. In the absence, I have said it before, either if our prime minister is incapacitated, if he can't function, either due to one thing or the other, either he's sick or he's out of, anything that can take him away from the government for a very long time, the charter and the bylaw gave an opportunity that the CRC will now, within 24 hours, call for a meeting of the cabinet members. In that meeting, they are going to elect an acting prime minister who will act until the prime minister rejoins the government. This is what the charter said. Okay, so Ogechukwu Nkere was not installed by CRC. Ogechukwu Nkere was not installed by BAC. Ogechukwu Nkere was elected in accordance with the charter. When the prime minister was called for questioning, the CRC should not have taken much time to wait for Ngozi's sabotage, to emerge before they can call for a meeting of the cabinet and elect an acting prime minister. It was because the CRC wasted a lot of time. Ngozi now struck. So when it was necessary, the CRC was given an ultimatum by the de facto government in the homeland. They now convened a meeting and called for people who wanted to contest the position of the acting prime minister. Contest is the word. Three individuals contested for that position. And Ogechukwu Nkere eventually emerged. So my sister, Ogechukwu Nkere was not installed, was not appointed. He was elected by the Biafran cabinet members. As a matter of fact, 57 cabinet members voted for Ogechukwu Nkere to be the acting prime minister. So when you listen to when you listen to their misinformation department tell you that CRC appointed or installed Ogechukwu Nkere, that is a misinformation. Okay, that is a misinformation. Ogechukwu Nkere was voted in. He was voted in. He won the election and he became the acting prime minister. He became the acting prime minister. Okay, so he was not appointed, neither was he installed. Very, very important. So my sister, I hope you get that answer right now, so that when you go to your platform, if you were bold enough, you ask Vam, or you ask MSEN, or you ask Bright Osai, or you ask anybody that will be telling you that CRC appointed Ogechukwu Nkere, CRC elected him. He was not elected by CRC. CRC has only four. There is only 4 people in CRC and BAC. Complete. There are not more than 8. So they can't say it is 8 people that elected Ogechukwu Nkere. when you say CRC elected Ogechukwu Nkere. Ogechukwu Nkere was elected by the Biafran cabinet member 57. Okay, so 57 is a very big number. So when you go to your platform and you hear when they are saying CRC is in charge, CRC is in charge, ask them in what aspect. Is CRC the head of the government? So Ogechukwu Nkere is the head of the government. As a matter of fact, he has the same power with the prime minister as the acting prime minister, because he is acting in capacity with the prime minister. The prime minister is the head of brigade. He is the head of government. So in the absence of the prime minister, the acting prime minister is the head of the government. Very, very important. So when you listen to somebody telling you that, Ogechukwu Nkere was not elected, he was appointed, you ask the person to give you the evidence of his appointment. Okay, ask the person for the evidence of the appointment, because this is the misinformation that they are sending out to the public, and it's very, very sad. Only those who don't actually understand how this government works will now believe on all those what they are saying. So very, very important. Now there is something here that I want us to listen. He said, according to that chapter in the who is the head of the government. Now he said, ministerial, in the ministerial position, I just want to use this aspect. There shall be a council of ministers with the first minister serving as first among equals. First among equals, the office and official title of the first minister shall be called the prime minister. Okay, that is the office of the prime minister. He is the head of the government. He is the first among equals. Now, there is something else. Let me see if I can see it so that we will understand that. So that I want to use it to, it is in the okay, I think it is in the bylaw. It was stating that the acting prime minister shall act in capacity of the prime minister. In other words, everything that the prime minister does while he was here, the acting prime minister has the right, the power to do something, because he is acting for the prime minister. Okay, when you hear Rafajere tell you that, that the prime minister, acting prime minister, cannot do the work of the prime minister, it is a lie from the pit of hell. The only difference is that he is acting. He is not the original prime minister, but he is acting on his behalf until the prime minister rejoins the government. That is what it means. But they will tell you, that he shouldn't do this, he shouldn't do that. Of course, he's not Simon Ekpa. He is not Simon Ekpa, but he is acting the office. He is working the office of the prime minister. That is all it means. So, my sister, I want you to understand that the prime minister, the acting prime minister, is the head of the government when the prime minister is not around, because he was elected to act for the prime minister. Okay, and he was not appointed by anybody. He was elected. Ogechukwu Nkere, in this case, was elected by 57 cabinet members to act for the prime minister until he rejoins us. So When you nobody, Imam Madabo, BAC, CRC did not install Ogechukwu Nkere. Very, very important. So there are another question: who is in charge of Brigade? Ogechukwu Nkere is in charge of Brigade at this particular time because he is the acting prime minister. Okay, the attorney is working with the acting prime minister. The lobbyist is working with the acting prime minister. The Eritreans are working with the acting prime minister. The Ambazonians are working with the acting prime minister. The de facto government in the homeland also are listening to the acting prime minister. So, in all this, will you now say that is the CRC that is in charge of Briggy? Are you going to tell your listeners, or how are you going to convince somebody that having seen or having heard all this information that you can verify, will you now say that the Ogechukwu Nkere is not in charge of BRGIE? Will you say that? You can't say that. So I am trying to tell you, my sister, when you go to your platforms, present all this before them. Tell them to stop this misinformation. They are misinforming the people. Exactly what Ngozi did in 2024. Ngozi started with her propaganda, with her blackmail and slander against the acting prime minister, against the de facto government, and against the Biafran Defense Forces. The same thing is playing out today, and you can see it. You can see it. It is playing out before your eyes. And this time around, you have been a victim, but you cannot be able to see it clearly that you are not standing on the path of truth. You must come out from where you are standing at this time, because Vam, MSEN, Bright Osai, and all of them, they are deceiving a lot of you. They are deceiving a lot of you into believing that CRC is in charge of the government. This is very, very sad. Yes, another thing that she said, this our sister said, is that, oh, that the IPM, our prime minister, is in support of the CRC. And I was asking her how. He said that they said it, that Vam even swear with his life that, oh, if you we should go and ask Ogechukwu Nkere what was the message that the prime minister sent to him. Right, he should make it public. And I want to tell our sister one thing. You know, a lot of people are deceitful. Vam is very, very deceitful. If you are going to Vam platform to listen, if you are going to Vam platform to listen, Vam will continue to deceive a lot of you. Rafa Jere has a questionable character. Rafa Jere cannot be trusted. Rafa Jere is not reliable. Rafa Jere cannot be trusted. He's not reliable. He's not truthful, not even to himself. Okay? So don't ever listen going to this platform thinking that you are going to get authentic information, authentic news. You are not going to do that. You are not going to get information that are authentic in platform of Vam. So desist from listening to Vam. Very, very important. There is no way the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekwanjoko, who knows what the charter says, who is also conversant with the bylaws, will now support a group, a committee that he created, a committee that was solemnly for the resolution of conflict. Then he will leave the government that he himself created, the government that he knows, the charter guides that works with the charter. He will now begin to follow a committee that has no power under the bylaw. The only power that the committee have is to resolve conflict within the government, within the cabinet. That is the only power of CRC or BAC. BAC is to advise. Advisory committee is to advise the president, to advise the prime minister, to advise the government. That is the work of BAC. CRC is to resolve conflict within the government. That is the only power that is had. So are you now going to tell me, my sister, that Simon Ekpanjoko is now supporting a committee to be the head of his government? Is that what you are telling me? And you want me to believe it? Of course I can't believe that, because the Biafran charter is there. The charter is there. The bylaw is there as well. So how do you expect me to believe something that does not exist? Because the charter have stated clearly that the prime minister is the head of the government. Okay, he constituted all those committees. Okay, he constituted the committees, and the committees knows what they should do. All this that you see that the committee are telling you they created this, they created that, they are not supposed to be in charge of anything. They don't have any power to be in charge of anything. So my sister, I want you to understand that CRC and BAC, prime minister is not in support of any of them. The reason why they went to Finland, the reason why they went to Finland is to be able to use the photos and the videos that will be coming out from Finland to deceive a lot of you. Who will believe on them? Who will believe on the photo? Who will look at the photo in their face value and believe that, oh, the prime minister is supporting them? That is the reason why they went to Finland. All of them. They took picture with the prime minister, and when they came back, immediately they came back, they struck, so that photo will give them leverage. That photo will give them leverage, so that Biafrans will now believe. Biafran will be deceived by that photo. So the prime minister is not in support of any CRC group or any BAC group, because the prime minister knows that he is in charge of the government. And now that he's not available, that the acting prime minister, Ogechukwu Nkere, is in charge of the government. So my sister, don't believe that. I don't want you to believe that. If you believe that, then you can believe anything. Very, very important. So while we are still going on, let me play you a video of
we are not the one bringing violence to Nigeria state. Rather, Nigeria aggression must be responded with aggression. That aggression is self-defense. We are not the one bringing violence to Nigeria state. Rather, Nigeria aggression must be responded with aggression. That aggression is self-defense.
Our prime minister have made it categorically clear. So everybody who seems to listen that Of course, we all know that we are not the ones responsible for this aggression that we are seeing in our land, Biafra. It is the Nigerian state that are responsible for it. And a lot of our people, instead of us to focus on this aggression of the Nigerian terrorist state and see how we can nip it on the board, that should have been our focus. How to stop all this aggression that is happening in our land. We are busy chasing shadows, fighting against ourselves, fighting against our acting prime minister, fighting against our lobbyists and our attorneys. And this is not how it's supposed to be. And how do you think our prime minister will feel that when he comes out, he will be hearing that most of you don't trust the government that he set in motion, that most of you don't even believe on the charter, that most of you don't even now regard the bylaws that should be guiding the cabinet members. How would our prime minister feel when he sees some of these irrelevant questions that a lot of Biafrans are asking? It is very, very sad. So it is quite unfortunate that a lot of our people who are on the other side don't understand that we are in government, and government has a process, government has a procedure, and there are leaders. When it comes to governmental structures, there are leaders who are positioned in certain positions to take decisions for government. In this case, the acting prime minister Ogechukwu is the leader of Brigade at this particular time. So my sister, the BRGIE is led right now by Ogechukwu. There is no two ways about that. Imam Madahu is not in charge. CRC is not in charge. BAC is not in charge. So I want you to know that. I want you to know that. And once you know that, you'll be able to understand where we are going. Very, very important. Having said that, another question that she asked, I like to saying, oh, why did our acting prime minister Ogechukwu prevented our lobbyists from going to Finland to see the prime minister? You see, what is the work of a lobbyist? Our sister, I want you to go and find out what is the work of a lobbyist. What will LAs go to Finland to do? Is it only to see the prime minister? Just to go to Finland to see prime minister, and the accountability group will be happy that whole LAs just went to Finland to see the prime minister? LAS is the lobbyist of the government, the Reagan government. LAS, his work is in America. If Elias has to do anything in relation to the prime minister's court case, Elias don't need to go to Finland to do whatever he wants to do. If there are contacts that Elias need to make, he doesn't need to go to Finland, board a plane, go to Finland in order to make that contact. So how can you be so sure that Ogechukwu prevented Elias from going to Finland? These are only the propaganda that vam, and most of you in the misinformation camp are sending out in social media, because you want to always say something. You want to continue to fight Elias. You want to continue to fight our acting prime minister Ogechukwu, a man who have done you absolutely nothing. Elias does not have to go to Finland to do his work. His work is in Washington, D.C., So when he goes to Washington, D.C., you don't expect him to bring all that he is doing in Washington, D.C. to your notice. No. You don't expect Elias to bring he resume. You don't expect him to bring all that he has been doing. You want him to bring it to the social media so that you can be convinced of what he's doing. Eh? It's really, really appalling what some of you want to be seen in this freedom. The way you people are fighting against LAS, Ambazonia and Eritrea, you cannot go on social media and see Ambazonia and Eritrea doing that. You can't go on social media. You can't go on social media and see Ambazonia and Eritrea attacking their lobbyists, the same LAS that you are attacking. You now use his physical appearance to attack him. I saw what Van. I just listened. I don't know. I don't actually know whether that guy is an adult. Otu aka ihe esi hụ onye ngwọrọ, iji ngwọrọ wee na-akụ ya ọnụ. Iji ngwọrọ wee na-akọ somebody ọnụ. Ọ na-emekwa nke ọ na-eme, ọ na-aga ka ọbọgwụ, ọ na-aga ka nke a. How is that your business? You castigate Elias. Elias can enter the White House. You that is castigating him cannot even travel to United States. Elias speak with people that matters. Congressmen and women that are in charge in American politics. You are castigating him. You are fighting him. Yet you cannot even wear his shoes. Your leg cannot even fit into his shoes. Just for the singular reason that you want to destroy what him and our acting prime minister is doing. Come on social media, you say that Elias is being used against our restoration, that America are using Elias. American government are fighting against our freedom. And you expect that when prime minister hears all these things, he will just clap for you. He will just thank you for all this propaganda, for all this castigation against a man who is doing more than enough. Look at the protest that we had last Friday. A lobbyist upon all the millions of Biafrans that are living in the United States. A lobbyist have to come out to join Biafrans to go and protest for the release of their leaders. A lobbyist. Which lobbyist can do that? It is only a lobbyist that have the interest of the people that he's representing and lobbying, that has their interests at heart, that can bring out his time outside his schedule. It is not a woman, it's not his work. It is not his scope to come out and go and protest for you the release of your leader. His work ends in his office to make sure that he makes the necessary connections for our acting prime minister and our government to liaise with the American government, because that is where his area of jurisdiction. He doesn't have to go to Finland. Okay? He doesn't have to go to Finland on behalf of our prime minister. No. It's not even Attorney Dabiri can stay in his office and do whatever he has. Even if Attorney Dabiri is going to Finland, do you expect him to come and tell you that he is going to Finland? Attorney Dabiri might have gone to Finland. He is our international attorney. So you don't expect him to come on social media and be telling you, oh, I'm going to Finland. Biafrans, I'm going to Finland. No. He has to do his work as our attorney in the best way that he thinks very, very possible for him, and not to come on social media and tell Biafrans that he's going on to Finland. That is the kind of things you people expect to hear from them. It is not relevant. His works have been speaking for him. The same thing applies to our allies. The work that they are doing for this government is speaking volumes. We can see the result. You can see how American government is now warning their citizens not to travel to the terrorist Nigerian state. They have given them cities to be aware of, to be to be you know to be careful of traveling in that geographical location. So that is the work of Elias and Attorney Dabiri that they have done in the United States, and we expect more to come. So all this castigation, all this backstabbing, trying to bring them down because they are working with our acting prime minister, is not going to work. They are already there, and they know what it takes to make sure that the Biafran people are free. So I believe I've answered most of the questions that our sister posed, sent to my DM. So if there is any other questions, maybe when I get back to I can be able to look at it. Then Van 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 telling you that we don't have APM. Ask Van Van Van, what do we have? Who is now at the head of BRGIE? Who is now piloting the affairs? Who is now the head that is helping, working with the cabinet to pilot the affairs of BRGIE? If you say that the acting prime minister is the impersonator, impersonating who? I'm asking Rafa Jere, who is Ogechukwu Nkere impersonating? Was he not elected? Who sacked him? Who sacked him? Where the charter said that it is the cabinet that will sack Ogechukwu Nkere, if at all. If at all that power is there, it is the cabinet and not you. So who sacked Ogechukwu Nkere? Absolutely nobody. Okay? Ogechukwu Nkere is the head of the government. He is still very much in place. He is still very much in charge of Biafran Republic government in exile. So he's not impersonating anybody. He was elected. He is still the elected acting prime minister of the Biafran Republic government in exile. So you people have to deal with it. These coup plotters need to deal with it. You people have to come to terms with the reality. You people have to come to terms with the reality. There is nothing you can change. You can't change the charter, neither can you change the bylaws. They are guiding the government, and the bylaw is they are guiding the cabinet members. So all this your rancor, all this your bitterness in spirit, all this your fighting, all this your propaganda will not take you anywhere. Not take you anywhere. Most of you have now found yourself in Ngozi Psychiatric Hospital. Most of you have BP. Your BPs are rising. Most of you now are regretting, oh, why did I join them in the first place? Yes, you joined them because you did not make use of your number 6. You did not make use of your number 6. You thought it's all about Ogechukwu Nkere. Eh? You think it's all about Ogechukwu Nkere. It's not about Ogechukwu Nkere. It's about the government. Eh? See your positions now. This is the position of the this is the position of the coup plotters. This is the position of the coup plotters. Some of them are Ngozi Psychiatric Hospital. Some of them are taking drip. Some of them their blood pressure. They are now having high blood pressure. Eh? Because they refuse to listen to voice of reason. They refuse to respect our laws. They refuse to abide by the bylaws. See their position. And that is why that our sister was asking that question. Because she's confused. She don't know who to believe. But she should be able to believe our government. She should be able to believe what I am saying, because the charter is there, the bylaw is there, that's supposed to guide us through. But unfortunately, most of them, they don't even open the bylaws to know what is written on it. They have not even gone through the charter to be able to understand better where our government is heading. Very, very unfortunate. So I'm going to open a link. If you want to join or you want to make a comment, you can as well, call in or you join the studio. I have like 20 minutes before I will call it a day and go to work. Actually, because I had to go to work as well. So if that our sister, if you are listening, I want you to understand that the government, it is Nkere that is in charge of the government at this particular time. Nkere is in charge of the government. So, and there is nothing anybody can do about it. The charter gave him that power. He is the prime minister at this time, though acting until the prime minister rejoins us. So anybody saying anything outside that is a propagandist. They came with this non-stock corporation. Oh, he made himself the president. He removed the name of the prime minister and made himself the president. And yesterday, Vam Vam Vam. Yes, there's something I want to address again. There is something I want to address again. Yesterday, Rafa Jaire was speaking to his listeners and was telling them that he has information that our lobbyists, LAs, are calling people in the homeland. Is that not laughable? It is laughable that Rafa Jere is now telling the viewers, the listeners, that our lobbyist was calling people in the homeland, that he has evidence. Every time they talk about evidence, to provide and present that evidence, you no go see them provide the evidence. They told you that they have evidence that Ogechukwu Nkere have 72 court cases against criminal cases, right? No evidence up to today. The 72 criminal cases against Ogechukwu Nkere, we are still waiting for his evidence. So, Chiamaka Ajere, we are still waiting for your evidence against Ogechukwu Nkere on his criminal cases, charges. No evidence. They told you that, oh, they have evidence against Ogechukwu Nkere working with the Nigerian government. Up to today, no evidence. So yesterday now, it's another propaganda, another accusation that Elias, he has evidence that Elias is speaking with people in the homeland. Bring the evidence. He said he has it. Bring the evidence. No evidence. So I don't know why these people so much love propaganda. They thrive on propaganda. Propaganda is not going to take us anywhere. Remember what Mazen Nandekanu said. We cannot get Biafra by falsehood. Okay? We must be on the path of truth at all times. And when he comes, he will talk, and we sing, he will pray, think that he's saying the truth. That is using takia, using emotional blackmail in order to deceive our people. And unfortunately, not everybody can be deceived. Okay? Not people like us, because we really understand what our government is doing for our freedom. We really understand the position of our alias, our attorneys in relation to this freedom. So it is only those who don't understand, it is only those who are not in spirit that cannot understand what is actually playing out. So for those of you who are being used to fight against our APM and fight against our attorneys and lobbyists, you have to desist from doing that. What are you going to gain? What are you gaining by all this propaganda, blackmail, false information, false alarm, false evidence, and all the rest of it? What are you going to gain, I ask you? People that are supposed to be fighting for their freedom. Look at, we had a protest. Even those of them living in America cannot even come to join the protest. But yet they are saying, okay, even if we have we have differences. When it comes to the release of the prime minister, do we also have differences? It means that you people don't actually want the prime minister to be released, because you cannot come to join the protest. Yet you said the acting prime minister is not working. It's not working for the release of the prime minister. But he came out with the lobbyists. They went and protested in Finland embassy for the release of our prime minister. They now say, oh, you didn't see the picture of the prime minister, but you saw the picture. When you look at it very well, you saw that the picture of the prime minister is there. But you are blind to it because you are looking for something to hold in your hand and fight against our APM and our attorney or our lobbyist. Every time, every time, these people, what is wrong with you? They are panicking. Yes, you people are panicking, and this is your position. Most of them are having BPs, high BPs right now because of their stand. They are now getting the message that we are on the right track. There is nothing you people can do about it. So the link is there. The phone number is there as well. If you want to make your contribution, you can call in or you join the studio so that you make your contribution about what our government is doing about our attorney. Our lobby is very, very important. Remember, today is sit at home in Biafran land. Those of you that are watching from the land of our ancestors, do you have any update? I hope Biafra land is safer. There is this killing than the Nigerian government. It is people, the politicians, R&Ds that committed that atrocity, but they are going to pay dearly for killing innocent Biafrans. Allen Onyema and Co., they are going to pay dearly for the atrocity against our people.
They are crying. They will not cry in the public, but I watch their cry in the mirror every day. They cry every day.
Hello? Hello?
Hello, Mazi David. Good morning.
Good morning. You are live. Who am I speaking with?
Success.
Success, Ekpa.
Yes.
Oh, Success. You're welcome to the questionnaire.
Wow, my brother, thank you. Thank you so much for your resilience in this program.
There,
So I really appreciate you.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Before, because of Bam Bam Bam, that was when he was with our government.
Yes.
It was mainly on him we do listen to without knowing that he's going to be compromised. But I thank God that at this time around, God raised someone who like you that stand on the truth.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you and I appreciate your teaching.
Thank you so much.
I would like to ask a question, but before then, I want to say something.
Okay.
Because I can remember that was April, ending of April, when BIAFRA Unite made a program about our BDF, that some of them are taking amnesty. He said things he said at that time. Then I was really angry because of some of the things he said. Then I called Adadorama.
Yeah.
And I said, you are so close to BIAFRA Unite. Caution him at least in some certain things. There is some certain things she told me. And I called, that was on Sunday. Then I called on the program. Later I called him separately. I told him that, although I first of all called in his live program, I told him that he should be careful with Adadorama. That was what I told him at the particular day. That was ending of April, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
That if care is not taken, that some people are planning to take over the government. That was what I told him on that particular day. And what he said, if they like, they should plan. The first one did, and they failed. So why won't the second one fail? That was what he told me.
You can imagine.
You know, he used to say that he bet with betting with two hands and two legs. But if actually that God want to punish him with all this betting that he always lie with, those hands and the leg will be cut out because he always lie a lot.
He lies.
I remember that day, I told him that some people are planning, that I got the intel that some people are planning to overthrow the government. What he told me, I later called him privately and told him the same thing. He said I should just calm down, that nothing will happen.
You see?
So, that is by the way, without knowing that he will be a part of the Coup plotters. So that is by the way, in that side, he has choosing his own side, and now I know he's just looking for relevance. That is why he's attacking our lobbies every day. So my question is that all this while, I'm not trying to validate Adadorama on her doings, but what I'm trying to say is, all this while, since Adadorama returned and later formed these Coup plotters, have she just a direct answer so that we ask the question directly? Have she ever attacked our lobbyists? I just want to ask.
Well, Adadorama, I don't listen to her programs.
I know,
yeah. I don't actually listen to her program, but I think
for my own understanding, I don't think that is so. Then why is it that it is only Bam they said to start attacking our lobbies, and the independent media left him alone, and he started attacking the lobbies, only him? I just want you to clarify me over that. Thank you so much.
My brother, thank you so much. Thank you so much. You see, Bam Bam is somebody that is very, very unstable. And like I said earlier, whatever Bam Bam is doing, whatever he's attacking the lobbyists, he's attacking our acting prime minister and all the rest of them, I believe the coup plotters, Imam Madabu and Co, are supporting him. Because, he was formerly a deputy information minister. So maybe they told him to start attacking the lobbyists and attacking our IPM, because I don't see any reason why that he should be attacking the lobbyists. What has the lobbyist done to him? Our lobbyist is doing all he needs to do to make sure that our situation, our position in the American Congress is still sustained. So why is Van coming out and start attacking our lobbyist? It really beats my imagination. It really beats my imagination. And the same thing, some of the misinformation personnel that they have in their group. When you go to somebody like Emerson, you see him attack the lobbyists, and all of them in their spaces, they are attacking our lobbyists. And that is because they are taking a cue from Madam Van. So my brother, I don't really know the reason why he should be attacking our lobbyist. I don't know, because they don't want, now I remember. Now I remember at the initial stage when this issue of sabotage came on board, I called one of the cabinet members, a lady. I called her, what is happening? And they started telling me, oh, that Ogechukwu Nkere do not want to listen to people. He doesn't want to work with any of them. That they have been asking him, let them stop the payment to the lobbyist and to the attorney and use the money to fund the Biafran Defense Forces, to fund the liberation, the recognition. And I was asking her that the Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekwanjoko, knows the reason why he engaged the services of the lobbyists as well as the attorney. And remember, our Prime Minister always said that we are fighting this fight multidimensionally. So why the defenders in the land, why the de facto government in the homeland are fighting for the liberation, the Biafran Republic government in Eza are fighting for the recognition, the attorneys and the lobbyists are also doing their thing, fighting in the international community, making them to understand what our positions are. So that is the reason why he engaged their services. So if you people say that, oh, we should now leave the lobbies, leave the attorneys, and focus on our liberation, how is that going to work? Can you be recognized without the actions and activities of the lobbyists and attorneys? The answer is no. So I was asking this lady this question, and she could not respond to me. She said, oh, now that our people are dying, we should focus our money on the liberation of the land, on the liberation of the land, and forget about the attorney and forget about the lobbies, so that when we eventually get our land liberated, then we can now start paying for the and I was asking that, I asked her, if you stop funding or you stop engaging the services of the lobbyists and the attorneys, what about if the zoo now go and engage their services? What are you going to do? Will you tell the lobbyists not to, if assuming that the Biafran government refuse to engage the services of the attorneys and the lobbyists, will they ignore or will they reject an offer from the Nigerian government if they are not representing anybody? So she could not answer me. So I don't know the reason why these people are fighting against our attorney and our lobbyists. But the reason is not far-fetched. The reason is that they want to stop the court case against Adadiora, Madam Bao Bao. Yes, because that was one of the reasons, one of the questions that this sister asked me. I did not address it. Let me use this opportunity to address it now. She was asking me, why did our acting prime minister not discuss with the CRC before Ngozi Orabueze is being sued, or did not discuss with the cabinet? Our information minister have already responded to that. And for an ordinary layman, for you to understand better, if Ngozi Orabueze's case was discussed with this Imam Madabu and the coup plotters, Ngozi would not be litigated up to today. They would have tried to sabotage it. Remember, when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu we were meant to understand that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said that there are written petitions against the Nigerian government in ICC. Are you aware that even after that submission of all those cases, the IPOB Nigeria Limited, those who were working with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will go behind his back to go and withdraw that the case against Nigeria in ICC? Yes. They went and withdrew all the cases that were written against Nigeria in ICC. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu would think that he has submitted a case against Nigeria. Chinasa Nworu, Chike Dosienwu, Nneanya, they will go behind the back, go and lobby the people that they submitted the case to, the case file, and withdraw the case file. Our leader will be shouting on radio that Nigeria have been litigated, but once you go there, you cannot see any trace, any case file. That is actually what would have happened had our APM told the Imam Madabu group, or told the BAC, or told the CRC, or the cabinet that, oh, we are going to sue Ngozi Onabueze. They would have kicked against it. They would have tried in a way to stop it. And that is what of their grievances, one of their reasons for fighting against APM till tomorrow, because he took Ngozi to court without informing them. Not that he did not inform them. It is not even the APM that took Ngozi to court. It is the Biafra people, because we pressured the government to make sure that drastic actions were taken against Ngozi Orabufulani. We made that. And when that decision was upheld, when APM now acted in accordance with the demand of the people, those people who are affiliated with Ngozi, they are now angry with APM, saying that he's not taking them along. He doesn't want to work with them. He doesn't listen to anybody, because they would not have wanted him to take Ngozi to court. That is very, very sad. So thank you so much, Success Epa, for being part of this program. Thank you. I really appreciate you. So let me play you the question that I asked that brought Ngozi's leg out. Let me just play it.
For the past few days, they have been having meeting. How to approach Simon Ekpa. How to negotiate with Simon Ekpa. I am saying it openly this evening on this space. I am not open for negotiation. And no Biafra person serving under Biafra government is open for negotiation. If I hear that you are talking to anybody back home, you are out of the government. Our talk with them will start by pulling the military out of Biafra street. Our talk with them will start when we see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu walking freely out of the DSS dungeon. That is the term and condition of negotiation. Apart from that, we will give you ×3 of what we have given you before.
Yes, my deputy PM, I want to ask this question as a Biafran. As a concerned citizen of Biafra, I also ask this question as a citizen who wants this government to succeed. And I'm also asking this question as a member of BWOC, Biafra Writers of Conscience. Before I forget, my deputy PM, you made mention of having a call with one of the administrators, or do I say brother to a governor in that contraction called Nigeria. And I don't know how that will sound in the ears of Biafrans. Please, is that wise to call or make call or allow your phone number to be with the terrorist Nigerian state administrators?
Yeah, actually, this guy, he was my schoolmate. Actually, we were all in Uniben together, Pedro Abaseki, so he is my friend. But the thing is that he's championing this Edo course and all that. And then he called to tell me that Urobo Isoko it shouldn't be part of Biafra. But remember, Biafra has Urobo Isoko state. So all I explained to him is that if he wants, I'm going to give him the administrator of Urobo Isoko state, and they can have that chat among themselves. Yeah. But there's nothing to worry. I mean, we're schoolmates at Uniben, and we reach out to each other every now and then. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. If you oblige me, I have like 5 pressing questions that I believe Biafrans as well will like me to
No,
ask
no, no,
you.
no, no. She can't.
Okay, okay. So that was the question that put Ngozi off. That was the question that put her off. That was immediately after the convention in 2024, at the initial stage of all this back and forth. So we have to ask her such questions. And it was one of those questions that really, you know, unveiled the devil in her, you know. That was one of the questions that really put her off. And up to tomorrow, they are angry that, she revealed her intentions, and the whole world now saw somebody who was supposed to fight for the interests of the security of the personnel that are defending Biafran territory. Somebody who said that she is working with the prime minister. Somebody who said that she is second in command to the prime minister. And she was there when the prime minister said that if I hear or if I see that you are speaking with any political player from Nigeria, that you are out of the government. But here she is telling you that she can even give the number of our administrators to a political player, you know. So that is to tell you that she is not actually here for the protection of the security of the men and women who have put their lives on the line in order to defend our land. So that was one of those questions that really put her off. And I so much appreciate God for, using the questionnaire to bring that to the knowledge of Biafrans. And up to today, tomorrow, she blocked me for it. Blocked me, blocked me, blocked. Very, very unfortunate. So, Biafrans, thank you so much for being part of this program. Tutos, I see you. Emmanuel Obonna, I see you. Tutos, yesterday I couldn't join the X because I was, I had some engagement yesterday. So I'm really sorry. Later I joined, but I couldn't make any contribution. So thank you so much for hosting us yesterday. Obi, I see you. Thank you for being part of this program. Sister Nkiru, good morning. Thank you for being here as well. Emmanuel Chibikem, Lars Benziko, I welcome every one of you. You don't want to make comment. You don't want to call and make your comment, right? Blessed Samuel. The phone number is there, or you can join the link and make your contribution before I round up. Lars Benzico, I see you. Clement Aneto. Chinyere Obiefune, I see you. Aderin Lekan. Adenrele Lekan. Kachi E. Chichi, I see you. Cypriel Gochuku. Cyril, okay, Cypriel Gochuku. Alozie Ambrose, Charles Oji. Eukaria Iwanyangu. Irene. Irene Ebeki, I see you. Anna Innocent, I see you. With all the love from my heart, I appreciate every one of you who joined this morning. This place, I'm really feeling cold. That was why I have to cover myself because, so it's quite unfortunate what is playing out at this time. A lot of our people need to go and read the charter. If you don't know what the charter is saying about our government, you need to, be conversant with it. In the nearest future, we are going to educate our people on what the charter said. Very, very important, and the bylaws, because a lot of our people don't really understand that we have to live by our charter and our bylaws. On here, question. Yeah, there is something I want to maybe in the next weekend. I want to talk about two men that have contributed immensely for this our freedom. Two men, two important men that this government, that this our liberation have produced. Every other person is important anyway, but these men have contributed, including their lives. Other people contributed, they know, but their contributions cannot be overemphasized. They contributed a lot to make sure that we are here today. Ikonso Anumbocho Yakobugoya. I'm going to talk about them one of these days in this week. Very, very important, because when I remember the contributions of all these people, it really gladdens my heart that we have individuals who put in everything to make sure that our land is free, to make sure that our people are protected. Very, very important. Very, very important that we understand that our people, their protection is very, very sacrosanct by these individuals who even laid down their lives for us to be free. So I'm going to talk about them in a later date. So having said that, I thank every one of you. And I still remind that our sister who posed all these questions to me, try and listen to my answers to you. But one thing you should do for me, stop listening to Madam Van Van Van, stop listening to Mazda K, stop listening to Bright Osai. All these people are not truthful to themselves. People that can wake up and tell you that the CRC installed Ogechukwu, they cannot tell you that the CRC did not install Ogechukwu. They cannot tell you that the CRC is only responsible to resolve conflict. They will not tell you that. They cannot also tell you that the CRC conducted the election for Ogechukwu to be elected as the acting prime minister. They will not tell you that. They will only tell you that Ogechukwu was appointed, that Ogechukwu was installed. They cannot tell you that the election was held. So all these people, how are you going to continue to follow them? People who can now tell you that, that the BRGIE is now headed by a committee, that the committee is in charge. How can you be listening to all this set of individuals? They are not truthful to themselves. So therefore, my sister, you must make sure you desist from listening to their propaganda platforms. It will not do you any good. Very, very important. So having said that, thank each and every one of you. If you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please try as much as possible to subscribe, like, and share. Anytime I come online, you will get notification. Remember, today is Sit at Home in Biafra land. And remember the information that is coming out from the Biafran Defense Headquarters, that Biafrans should be very mindful of their movement in the homeland. More importantly, R&D Zog in Olu, Okigwe states. The terrorists are coming. Alain Onyama and the political leaders from R&D Zog have come out openly to fight against their people, to bring in the terrorists in our land, to continue their killing spree because of their criminal enterprise in Nigeria. And we must continue to protect our land. Those of you in the homeland in Iguacha, Those of you in Onitsha, in Nnewi, in Aba, in Umuahia, in Warri, you must come out and fund the Bifato government in the homeland who are in charge of our liberation, so that our land will be liberated from all these terrorists that are killing people in our territory. Those of you in diaspora, we must do everything to support the Biafran Republic government in exile as they push for the recognition of our nation, Biafra. Very, very important. Having said that, I will say, may Chukwu Okike Abiyama continue to bless each and every one of us. I salute Maazị Nnamdi Kanu. Appreciate our Prime Minister, Maazị Simon Ekwanjoko. Appreciate the acting Prime Minister, Ogechukwu Nkere. Every Biafran that is contributing for our freedom, I appreciate you as well. And I salute the Biafran Defense Forces for what they are doing for our protection and the defense of our territory. Ndewonu and goodbye.